Hi guys. Okay. Ow, sorry. I've been debating whether or not to do this video for a little while now. Hold on just a second. Let me just move you up a little bit. Sorry for the mess in the background, but it is a working studio, so there's that. And I'm just too lazy to clean it up. Yeah, messy studio is my excuse. Okay, having said all that, sometimes we want to start a project or we want to start a hobby. Scrapbooking was one of my go-tos way back in the day. Anyway, someone who wants to start out with something. I've sort of put a kit together of what you can start off with and how you can expand on that later on. The beauty of this kit is all fits in one case and then you can just sort of work on it as you go kind of thing. So I'm going to scoot you down and I'm going to show you so that you can see for yourself. And then hopefully you will get some ideas. Oops. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. Okay. So, as you can see, everything is in an iris case, and we are crooked as anything. Okay. Alright, it'll do. You can see. This is an iris case from Michaels. It is $5. Well, I got it for $5. I don't remember how much they are normally. I think that's the normal price for them. Please don't quote me on it. I really don't know. I don't go to Michaels often enough to really make these kinds of calls, so regardless, everything fits in here. You can slide this under your bed, in your desk, on a shelf, whatever you feel like doing. But if you want to start out with something, you need some basic supplies. So what you can start off with, and of course it's the other way around because that's just how it fits. I'm going to take everything out and we'll discuss each one as we go. Your basic tools, especially if you want to start with scrapbooking, you want to start off with a paper pad. So you go to Michaels and you will get yourself a $12 paper pad. It's the hot buy. You can get all different kinds. This is the Spring Posies. This was the more recent one. They still have it there. And it's just really pretty. Woo! And I've already cut into it for different projects. I made some earrings out of some, and then you can use, I don't know, some of these as inspiration pages on your walls in a frame if you want to. It's a very simple, inexpensive decor. You buy 12 by 12 frames at the dollar store and you put them in there. Or you can just, put them on a bulletin board or tape them up or use push pins, whatever you feel like. Thumbtacks, use your imagination. You can do just about anything these days. But the beauty of a paper pad like this is that you have options. Again, decor pieces you can use. These you can use as backgrounds for some cards if you wanted to, or if you wanted to do scrapbooking, things like that. You can cut these all apart. You can use the different things on there. You can fussy cut your flowers. It's like even this larger one, if you didn't want to use it all, you can fussy cut the flowers and use it for scrapbooking. I just lost something. I don't know where it went to. Okay, we're not going to worry about it. They have some lovely smaller ones, so it depends on what you want it to do. I don't know. There's a bunch of different things in here that you can use. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? You can fussy cut different things, or you can mat things on there. But these are the ones I like the best out of the whole paper pad. So you can fussy cut these. You can use them on cards. You can use them as embellishments in a scrapbook. Again, use your imagination. That's the important thing. You have to have some kind of imagination to go with this. I guess this is a very basic kit. So you have your paper. You're obviously going to need some kind of trimmer. This is Fisker's one. It's small enough that it fits in here. You could just use a cutting mat and an X-Acto knife. So you could probably put that in there with a ruler. Whether it's a smaller ruler or a longer one, I recommend the ones with the cork backing because it won't slide on you and you're less liable to cut yourself. But a paper trimmer, if you can get a hold of one. I got one recently at Buck or Two for $3. Well, excuse me, $3. But it doesn't quite fit in this iris case. So I'm going with the smaller one because if you find a smaller one, that's probably your best bet. And it's a small investment and it really saves a lot on, you know, trimming and things like that. Small pointy scissors for fussy cutting is your best bet. Dollar store has these too. These are my Fiskars ones, so I've had these for a while, but they came in a set with a bunch of others, and this is my favorite one for fussy cutting. And then just a pair of large scissors for, you know, rough cuts and different things. You will need pencil crayons, and if you get a nice big pack of them, I got this pack at the dollar store, not in this box, but I mean, I save different packaging from when I used to work in the warehouse. This was one of them. Or some drill bits came in this. Because we repackaged them, I kept the box itself. But it fits pencil crayons in there quite nicely. It's a 40 pack. And then water-soluble markers are your best bet for this kind of thing. Because then what you can do is you can expand on that. You can use water brush markers and use them as watercolors and paint your papers and things like that. So you can get that. You probably have one of these. Foam mounting tape. I got mine at the dollar store. It's $1 and it works just as well as any of the craft ones. And it's cheaper. A few glue options. This is archival. This one is washable. I don't know if it's archival. I don't know. But this one is for sure. That's for more detailed work. And then I use this one just to apply the big pieces of paper onto cardstock, or, you know, if you have cardboard left over from cereal boxes or cracker boxes, you can use those as your templates and things like that. So those will fit in there. Binder rings are good because they can hold all your papers together, or you could use it for lots of different things. You can also get the shower rings, which, you know, they're $1.25 for 12. That's pretty good too. If your handwriting is not the greatest, in the beginning mine was not the greatest. I used a stencil and then I would just sort of, you know, expand on that. So for titles, if you want really nice and precise lettering, a stencil is always a good idea. There's some nice inexpensive ones out there. You can get them at Staples, you can get them at dollar store, Michael's, different places. These are mini letter stickers. It's the Office Works from Buck or Two. So, and some other dollar stores will have mini letter stickers too, just for some added extra fun. Now, you want to have something to put it all in. So if your paper pad, you can make this size box out of it. So use 12 by 12 paper. You can make this size box, which is 4 by 4. I have this in a video on gift giving made easy. It'll be in my my video list down below. But you know, you make a paper box and then you can store your scrapbooks potentially in them. So I'm just using some sample paper that I had, like just some scrap paper. But you could make this out of cardboard and then you can glue your good paper onto it, or vice versa. If you wanted to have a different kind of look to it, you can just do scrapbook paper and then you can embellish it any which way you want. You can do them back to back, so you can have them both sides if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you, but the idea is that you can attach it with a shower ring so you can put it in the box. You could potentially make a bunch of these and then have them for different holidays, for different occasions, obviously. Different people. You can do one on your pet. You can do different mediums. So if you wanted to try your hand at steampunk or shabby chic or whatever, you can do each box a little bit differently and try different things out so that you can sort of figure out, okay, which medium do I like the best? Do I like you know, watercoloring? Do I like all the lace? Do I like over embellishment? Do I like very simple? This is a good way to practice. So I would put that in there, and then you can recycle some older CD cases. This one has the pages already in there, but there's not so many that you're going to be overwhelmed. So it's a nice little size. It's not bad. It's 4x4, I believe. Yeah. So you just cut your paper to size so that it slides in and out nicely. You put your photos on there, or poetry, or quotes, whatever you feel like doing. You could use it as a journaling type thing. And put that in there. You can recover this. You can do whatever you feel like. You can decoupage, collage, you know, things like that. They also come in separate sleeves, which you can make as many as you want together. You can use cardboard covered paper as a cover for the album. It also comes in white. This one has the flip up thing. I don't know how that would work, but you know, same kind of deal. And on the other side, it has just the plain pocket. So if you wanted to, you could use something like that. Now the extras from there would be stickers. Dollar Store has a plethora of stickers. And if you wanted to build a kit for one specific reason, you can omit some of the things that you would probably already have, you know, like your tools and your glue and things like that. Gray Florals, she, her YouTube name is Gray Florals. She does how to kill a kit. It's actually pretty cool how she does it. And she just puts different kits together from different supply companies, and you know, she has a pretty good eye for color and things like that. So if you're not too sure on your own and you want to learn how, she's a good source to go to. But all she does is take the different papers and keeping in mind of how she wants to portray her photos. She puts the different kits together, and then she just has all the papers coordinating with each other. So some she'll use for cutaways and, you know, fussy cutting, and then others she'll use as backgrounds or main pages. So it's a good way to learn how to put different colors together. And like I said, from here you'll grow. You could potentially have, you know, washi tape. So let's say, you know, I mean, obviously not this one, but you could do, you know, if you had this and then black and white washi tape, you can do some glitter with it. You can do whatever you want. But this posy, it has a lot of different colors in it, but it's more the muted colors. So you can do something like this on a plainer piece of paper, which has a nice, you know, teal in it also, which would look quite nice. This is more of the pink, but I think that would work on some of the pages. Obviously, you could use glitter if you wanted to. Absolutely. You could just do plain green. Washi tape does expire, so use it up when you buy it. Don't just hoard it and keep it, because the glue tends to want to stick to itself, and then you can't take it apart anymore. So I recommend using it. But there's so many different ones out there that would look, you know, quite nice with it. So you could potentially put a little set together, and then you can just go from there. From here, you can just add flowers. You know, you could do something like that, or something like that. If you wanted to decorate the outside of the box kind of thing, you know, that'd be quite cute. It depends on what you're kind of going for. So let's say this is going to be an Easter one, because Easter's coming up. I don't know. It's just something. So what you can do is you can trace your letters onto the cardstock or onto your papers, and then you can cut them out and put them on here. So depending on how big, but you can do it in, you know, little sections. You can decorate it with flowers, and then all your papers on the inside will coordinate with it, especially if you make the box out of the paper from the kit itself. You don't have to. If you have more than one paper pad, or if you have other papers around the house, Like if you're not a beginner and you have some other papers lying around, by all means, if you have wrapping paper that will go with this, you can obviously do that. Craft paper, would help to offset some of the other colors in here. It give you a more neutral background. You can get cardstock at Michael's, again, fairly inexpensively. You don't have to get all the expensive stuff. Sometimes at the dollar store, they'll have some paper pads. Recently, I bought a couple of paper sets at my buck or two. It was in my other video. I can't locate it at the moment. But they had some Easter colors in there. It was a really nice textured paper. So, again, if you have just the basics, there's a lot you can do with it. And I'm hoping what I want to do is I want to take a paper pad. I don't know. There's another lady that did that on YouTube. She took a paper pad and she showed you all the things she made out of it. She made cards and tags and postcards. You should watch it, actually. I don't know what it's called. If I find it, I'll link it down below. But if you look up what to do with a paper pad, I'm sure it'll be in there. And you'd be surprised what you can make with it. So whether you do scrapbooking or you do card making, it's entirely up to you. But if you can't afford to buy the cardstock, like the card making kits, you can obviously just use your paper envelopes, like the regular business envelopes and things like that, and make your cards the size accordingly. You don't have to buy matching sets of anything, because what you can do is you can decorate the envelope with your pencil crayons, eventually you can probably invest in some stamps, like some sayings and things like that, some different sentiments, whatever you feel like doing. Or you can just fussy cut from here with, a stencil or whatever you feel like doing. So that gives you a few options on how to start. And from there you can build up and you can potentially have a bunch of these cases eventually. And, for different things, different projects, these come in handy. They're fairly inexpensive. And if you don't have something like this, get a shoebox. The paper won't fit in there, but the shoebox will fit a lot of the things that you want to put together. And then the paper can, sit on the bookshelf somewhere. So either way, I think it'll be a good way to start and it'll have more impact on how you craft. So I hope you have fun with it. And I hope that this was helpful because, not always do we know how to start something. But anyway, give it a like and a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with friends who want to try something new or who want to show some interest in some crafts that they haven't tried before. Yes, that's the repeat of what I just said. However, it bears saying, trying something new is always difficult and where to start is never easy. So I hope this helps. All right, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!